Hi, this is Alka, and welcome back to my channel. Now, I was watching Steve Lehto. He has his own YouTube channel. He was talking about when he was being sued on a frivolous case that happened more than 6 years ago. I'm not going to tell you how it ends. You have to watch it. But it reminds me of my situation. New York City Transit has, in fact, filed court papers against me 3 times because of the negotiation between TW Local 100 and New York City Transit has gone down the toilet. 1999, 2002, and 2005. And we had the strike in 2005, of course. And of course, after the strike, the management seized money from many of the employees and the union as a punishment for the strike, even though it was management who was at fault, according to the International Labor Organization. So, sure enough, you would think that the parties would learn these lessons, right? No. New York City Transit never learns its lessons. And this is why I'm considering this crazy town legal action that almost took place in 2013. Crazy. That year we had a number of what we call 12-9s. That's people getting hit by a train. Either they jump or they fall onto the tracks. They get hit by the train. There were casualties. A lot of motormen, had to end up going out of service, even if it's not a fault of their own, but they had to go out of service pending an investigation, the drug tests and medical, whatever else they needed, because it depends on the situation. Who knows? You may need therapy afterwards. All that costs money to the agency. And if the drug tests come back clean, well, management's screwed. They all comes up with crazy ideas what to deal with this. Of course, the easiest thing would have been just to put barrier on the platform so that people would no longer fall or jump onto the tracks or get pushed, as it is now happening. No, they don't want to do that. They want to spend money. Then they came up with another crazy idea. Oh, how will we charge a motorman with a crime if he's operating excessive speed? How about sending you to the nut house with excessive speed? No, they didn't go through with that. You already have a thing called a black box on most of these trains now, and we're very conscious of it. We're not going to make the mistake that somebody did a while back. Because, the black box ain't going to lie for us. Anyway. So, all these 12-9s were taking place at an alarming number. Union put out something that year asking the motormen to be cautious entering the station. Nothing radical, nothing crazy, nothing. Use common sense. However, management doesn't know how to use common sense. Thought of it as a job action. And I don't remember who was negotiating a contract that year, so job action. No. Maybe we were, but it's nothing, last contract was 11. This is 13. So, anyway, they thought it was a job action. So, sure enough, these 2 executives of New York City Transit made an announcement on a certain day that they were going to file paperwork with the courts and seeking a tailored injunction against to your local 100. So I know, oh great, that means I'm going to be served with papers again, because when they sue the union or take legal action against the union, everybody in the union gets paperwork, including me. So we're expecting the paperwork to show up again for the fourth time. So what happened? One, the media had a field day with this, because they all of a sudden sent all the reporters, news crews and everything, looking for any train that was slowing down to indicate there was a job action going on. They couldn't find one train. Everybody was operating normal. I mean, I'm the slowest man in the system. I should have had reporters on my train, or news crews on my train, or management on my train. Nothing. Nobody showed up on my train. Nobody complained, hey, you're going too slow. Hey, if you don't speed up, I'm going to report you. Nothing like that. So this is a waste of taxpayers' money and a waste of the court's time. But they were going to do it anyway, because, they didn't care. It's not their money. However, things changed that afternoon from the press conference. 125th Street, Lexington Avenue. This is my favorite story. We had a train at a 12.9 on the express track. So, everything had to go on the local track, delaying everything. Now, before we had a chance to clear up what's happening on that express track at 125th Street, a 6 train left 125th Street, operating normal speed, and I said normal speed because it's on the black box. Somebody was in between cars going to the bathroom. And unfortunately, when he got onto the curb, he lost his balance and he lost his life. He was killed by the train. The second 12.9 at 125th Street. Now, because his train is on the switch when it was stopped to investigate the 12.9. Well, they found out it was the 12.9 because they found body parts, unfortunately, for the deceased. So, when they found out now they don't have any control of the tracks, they're screwed. Because now, you can't shift trains around going uptown. You just practically, with 212.9, shut down the whole Lexington Avenue line right before rush hour, evening rush hour. So what happens? Everybody has to go to the other lines. On the west side, we only have one line at the time. Once the Lexington Avenue is shut down on the east side, that's it. The ball game's over. Everything has to go on the west side. The 5s and the 5s can go over. Not sure about the 4. You have to turn trains around. You have to switch trains around. You're overloading the IND and the BNT. But, the INT is on the west side, so they can't serve the 6 line. They can't serve the 2-5 line or the 4 line. Even though the 4 it'll be easier because you can ship people on the D, and if it's rush hour, the B train over there. But majority of the time, some stations, you have to walk between the D and the 4. But like I said, the Lexington Avenue line was shut down. And those 2 executives by now had egg in their face, because they're claiming that there was the union was doing the slowdown, and these 2 trains were operating normal speed when they had their 12.9s. So, and the black box proved it. So they look stupid. You never saw them on TV again after that. But the fact is, this is a crazy town lawsuit or job action they were about to take against us without any proof. So, This is how management works at its agency. You know, they jump the gun. They think, oh, this is the way it is. We're going to teach these guys a lesson. And they're the ones ending up with egg in their face. So, next time you hear them, management, if you're just saying, well, we're going to hit these guys with tail law, think about what I said and say, you know what? Maybe there's something more to it, to the story, than what they're saying. After all, yeah, the governor of New York didn't help the subway system either. You know, you got rid of Andy Bradford. You're having a sex scandal. The NTA is losing money. And, you know, you're acting like you're hot shit, and you're not. You're not helping. I wouldn't be surprised that when the NTA tries to get that money from the stimulus bill, the New York delegation might block it and say, no, you're not getting that money till Cuomo leaves. It could happen. So, don't be surprised if it does. But like the point is, that sometimes management does some dumb stuff, and then they're just trying to explain it away, and you can't. And I'll give you one other good example. The Long Island Railroad schedule, when they changed the schedule and all of a sudden the trains were overcrowded and everybody got nervous because of the coronavirus fears, and they had to restore it. That's a big embarrassment. So just remember, management, because they think they have control of that money, they come up and do dumb stuff. So don't let them. So this is Al Can saying so on for now, and don't forget your style. Oh yeah, we ran over this person at 2 miles per hour. Hit us with a job action. Right. Dude, when that poor guy got hit, that train had to be going the normal speed for the area. And it wasn't 2 miles, it wasn't 5 miles, it wasn't 10. It had to be 20 and 30, depending on the speed of the area. This poor guy never had a chance. So the two management who had egg in their face, too bad. And take time to think about that poor guy who died. He saved us from you.